wasn't until the father forcefully kicked the adopted's prosthetic leg off his body. Only then did the whole family realize that the adopted son they had sent to the reformatory. Not only had he suffered numerous torments, but he had also been left with irreversible, lifelong disabilities. Yet they blamed the adopted son for not speaking up in time. Little did they know that the real culprit behind the adopted son's suffering was the entire family. Ever since the parents lost their biological son, they had adopted the foster son from the orphanage, and poured all their love into making up to him. He had thought him would live happily in their home, but unexpectedly, after the biological son was brought back home, the whole family no longer showed affection to the foster son. One day, the biological son had a conflict with his sister. In a moment of carelessness, he pushed his sister down the stairs. This caused the sister to fall into a vegetative state. The biological son falsely accused the foster son of pushing his sister. In a fit of rage, the father sent the foster son to a reformatory. Subsequently, the biological son secretly bribed the head of the reformatory. They crippled the foster son's leg. The foster son begged his family for help countless times, but his family thought he was lying. From that moment on, the foster son realized that no one regarded him as family. Until one day, 3 years later, the parents thought the foster son had been reformed enough. Taking advantage of the day of the sister's birthday party, the older sister fetched the foster son from the reformatory. Seeing the sister he had once admired standing before him, he did not, as usual, move forward to greet her. Instead, he coldly knocked away the umbrella the sister had held for him, because he felt his sister was feigning kindness. The sister saw that even after 3 years in the reformatory, he still had not learned to behave properly. She thought he was pretending to limp to feign weakness. Since he didn't want to get in the car, she let him walk home by himself. Then the sister drove away without looking back. She left the foster son alone in the pouring rain. After hobbling home in pain, the sister assumed he was still angry about being shoved down earlier, and that he was deliberately pretending to limp to gain sympathy. So she subjected him to a barrage of cold mockery. The mother, with good intentions, tried to check his injuries, but he coldly dodged her. As a result, the mother fell to the ground. Out of guilt, the mother did not criticize his coldness, but instead, she stopped the sister and biological son from reproaching him. Then the mother led him to the dining table. Looking at the large spread his mother had prepared for him, he did not feel touched as he usually would. Instead, he knocked over the pastry his mother handed him, because it was his mother who had decided to send him to the reformatory in the first place. Even when he explained that he had not pushed his sister down, his mother did not believe him. The foster son said that ever since the day his mother sent him to the reformatory, he no longer considered her his mother in his heart. Just as he finished speaking, he was struck hard by his father, who had rushed over upon hearing the news. The father angrily rebuked him, saying he had only been in the reformatory for 3 years, and that his sister remained in a comatose state because of him. They had originally sent the foster son to the reformatory so he could reflect on his mistakes. Moreover, they had spent money to grease the wheels at the reformatory, thinking the foster son could not have suffered much there. But now it seemed that not only had the foster son failed to recognize his mistakes, he had become even more unreasonable. Growing angrier, the father couldn't help but strike him again, but he was stopped by the foster son's fiancée. The fiancée said this slap was her way of making up for what she owed her adopted son. Only then did the foster son realize that his fiancée had already been with the biological son. He merely calmly offered his blessings, thinking that after attending his sister's birthday party, he would cut off all ties with the family. That evening, he hobbled his way to his sister's birthday party. He did not expect to be reprimanded again by the biological son and the sister. They even pushed him to the ground. At that moment, his comatose sister was wheeled into the banquet hall. The foster son summoned all his strength to get up from the ground. He wanted just one last glance at his sister before leaving. The biological son stopped him. He quietly told him that in fact, his sister had been in a vegetative state for 3 years. Now everyone believed he was the one who harmed his sister. Then the biological son pushed him toward the wine glasses on the table, and feigned concern by shielding the sister in front of him. Under the biological son's instigation, the whole family believed the foster son intended to harm his sister. No matter how the foster son tried to explain, they refused to believe him. So he publicly declared his intention to sever ties with the Zhou family. Upon hearing this, the father, enraged, sought to teach him a brutal lesson. Unexpectedly, he kicked the prosthetic off him, sending it clattering to the ground. Everyone was instantly shocked.